The Phantom of Koshy's Lane. Bangalore is a city of progress, a bustling metropolis that never sleeps. But beneath its modern facade lies a history woven with whispers of the paranormal. I discovered this the hard way one rainy evening on St. Mark's Road, near the iconic Koshy's Cafe. I was working late at a co-working space nearby. By the time I stepped out, the rain had turned the streets into shimmering mirrors. I decided to take a shortcut through a narrow lane behind Koshy's, an alley I had never walked before but had heard about. My colleagues joked about it being haunted. I had laughed then. The lane was eerily quiet, the kind of silence that presses on your ears. Tall, ancient trees leaned over the narrow path, their branches casting strange shadows under the flickering streetlights. About halfway down the lane, I noticed an old woman sitting on the sidewalk, her cerise soaked from the rain. She was rocking back and forth, muttering to herself. "Minji, do you need help?" I asked hesitantly. She didn't respond, her face hidden behind her wet hair. I bent down to ask again, but the moment I touched her shoulder, she froze. Slowly, she turned her face toward me. Her eyes, they weren't eyes. They were empty sockets, blacker than the night around me. I stumbled backward, heart pounding. She began to laugh, a low, guttural sound that echoed unnaturally in the narrow alley. Before I could react, she vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the faint smell of wet earth and something metallic, like blood. Terrified, I ran out of the lane, and didn't stop until I was at the main road. The sound of her laughter still echoed in my ears. The next day, I mentioned the incident to an elderly auto driver I knew. His face turned pale. "That lane has a history," he said. "Years ago, a woman was hit by a car there during a heavy rainstorm. She was left to die because no one stopped to help her. Since then, people say her spirit roams that lane, waiting for someone to acknowledge her. I haven't walked down that lane since, but every time I pass by Koshy's, I feel a chill. And when it rains, I swear I can hear faint laughter carried on the wind."